My name is Chris, and this is an instructional video that will demonstrate the installation process for Windows NT on VMware Workstation. To begin with, we're going to come up here to File, hit New, and click Virtual Machine. And we just want it to be a typical one, so we're going to hit Next. Now, because we're installing from an ISO file, we need to select Installer Disk Image File and select Browse. From here, you need to locate your ISO file, select it, and press Open. If you notice, it says right here that Windows NT was detected, so we're going to hit Next. It's going to ask what you want the virtual machine to be called and where you want it to be installed. We're just going to leave this as the defaults and hit Next. It'll ask you for the hard drive size. I'm going to just make it a nice even 5 gigs and then hit Next. And we don't need to customize any of the hardware. All of the defaults are going to be more than adequate for what we need. And then hit Finish. Alright, now that the setup has started, we're just going to go through the prompts that are given to us. So first you need to press Enter, and then here you need to press Enter again, and then to continue the install at this point we're going to press the C button. Once we get to the licensing agreement, you just hit the page down button to cycle from page to page, and as you read through it, and then when you get to the very end, you press F8 to continue. This screen is going to make sure that the hardware that it detected matches the actual hardware attached. In our case it does, so we're just going to hit the Enter button again. Now it's going to ask where we need to install the operating system. We're going to put it on that 4 gigs of unpartitioned space we created, so hit Enter. And then at this screen, we're going to format using the NTFS file system. So select that and press Enter. And now it's going to ask where we want to install the operating system. The default's fine, so just press Enter. And then it's going to ask if we want to do an exhaustive examination. We don't need to, just hit Escape. And now to restart our computer, we simply hit Enter and it'll restart and then kick over to the Windows setup. Alright, now that the computer is restart and the setup is loaded back up, it's going to need a little bit more information. We're just going to hit Next. It's going to ask what type of install. We're just going to stick with the typical because we don't need to do anything fancy or specify certain things that we do or don't need. So hit Next. It'll ask you for your name and an organization. I'm just going to put school. And now it's going to ask you for the CD key. You just punch it in and hit Next. Alright, now that the CD key has been entered in, it's going to ask you for the name of the computer. We're just going to call it Test Comp 1 and hit Next. It's going to ask you for a password for the administrator account. We're just going to put 12345 and under Confirm Password 12345 again and hit Next. And do we want an emergency repair disk? No, we don't. If we have problems with this because it's with VMware, we can easily just recreate it. We don't need a floppy to try to repair the installation. Alright, go ahead and hit Next. And we're just going to have it install the common basic components. And then we're going to hit Next, and it'll begin installing everything. We're not going to connect to a computer yet. finish. And now it's going to ask what time zone you live in. Let's go with Mountain Time. And hit close. It automatically detected the adapter, and it's asking what color scheme and resolution we want to use. So we're going to hit test and hit OK. And apparently we can't go up on the resolution, so we're just going to leave it on its default. Alright, now we're going to restart it. Once the computer has reset, we need to log in. Now pressing Alt-Control-Delete is going to do stuff on our main computer. So we're going to press Alt-Control-Insert, which functions as Alt-Control-Delete within VMware. Now if you remember, our password is 12345, and then we're going to press Enter. And we'll just close this out, and we're logged in. My name is Chris, and this has been a video on how to install the operating system Windows NT using the VMware Workstation software. I hope you enjoyed watching, and the information provided has been helpful.